Hello, 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 good people. My God, has it not been a long time? I sound a little congested. Yeah, even look a little crazy. Even just as I was getting ready to make this video, and I just noticed the flaw that was right underneath my nose. I heard God say, or like the Spirit just say, like, stop always picking out your flaws. Like, because there was another video that I had did, and I was like, oh, look at my skin. Oh, look at bags under my eyes red, whatever, da 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 da, or whatever. And God was just like, stop picking out your flaws. Like, you don't have to always pick out those things that are flawed. Just work on them. Anyway, so yeah, I got congested because I went home to see my lady baby last month. And man, when I tell you, he zapped us with a, we were like, all that other stuff. Anyway, that was so gross. But anyway, like I really just came on here, as you know I do. I came to encourage. I came to encourage somebody because this came across my heart. A couple of things. One thing came across my heart was like I had some issues in my wrist, right? And it came from me being on assignment, and I picked up like a handful of hangers. And when I did that, my wrist went back. And then it was just like I woke up the next morning, it was like all swollen and just stiff. And it wasn't like a pain or anything. It was just a discomfort. Discomfort. It came against the comfort that I normally would have throughout my body. Like I'm comfortable. Arm was good and everything. But that day, because of the heavy weight that I picked up, it caused a discomfort. So it brought me out my comfort level that my arm was good. Well, I'll tell you what. So I had, I was like praying over it and everything and just believing God for total healing and restoration, just that it would be good. I noticed too, sometimes I would be through the night and I would sleep on it. And then when I would wake up in the morning, it would be stiff. But one thing I was reminded of, and this was several years ago, there was an issue going on in my shoulder, and I was just finishing servicing a client. And so normally, we would always have our very just spiritual conversations, just talking about the word of the Lord and just how good God is, as I still do today. So anyway, and normally we'll be like, all right, girl, I pray for you, you pray for me, and da 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 da. So we had just spoken that word. I was like, all right, girl, see you on your next service or whatever. And she's like, okay, I'll pray for you. And then I was like, yep, come on, pray for me. And then she's like, yeah, I said, no, pray for me now. And as she began to pray concerning my shoulder, my arm, I heard a word from God. It was one word. And it was a word that normally would try to attack people's body. So anyway, I knew that I couldn't, I wasn't going to let that fly. So I began to believe God again for my healing. Like, I don't play that junk. I'm not one that really take a lot of medicine. Half the time, I hate to take medicine. I remember when I used to be at the salon with my BFF and my cousin. And like if something was kind of ailing them or something like that, and they'd be like, oh, girl, let me get a pill or whatever. And I remember, saying one time, I was like, oh, man, my head hurt. They're like, here, take a pill. No. Now, if anything, I might take one, but I ain't down on them pills now like that. I ain't down on all that medicine like that. It did everything where I had to just even tell myself, girl, you need to start taking your vitamins and your supplements so that you can continue to have, some supplemental well-being. So anyway, long story short of it all. So I began to just pray for healing on my hand again, and it started to kind of almost intensify into a pain. And I'm like, no. I just choose to believe God. Like I'm not saying be a fool and not get yourself checked out, because I did go to an urgent care just to make sure that everything was okay. And they said they couldn't find anything or whatever the case may be or whatever. So anyway, so maybe like a couple of days even after that, I had destiny to get my oil and began to pray over my hand and my arm, and stuff like that or whatever. And I just believe God, we still gonna stand in agreement, even in having to do the other things that we have to do in order to be sure that we're healthy, healed, and whole. So I ain't saying be no fool. Use wisdom and do what you need to do. But I also believe in the healing of the Lord. Another thing I came on here to encourage somebody in this holiday season, like, don't let fear create something in your imagination that's not even there. Don't let fear create something in your imagination that's not even there. Sometimes we will think on things that has not happened or may never ever happen. Again, I could go back to that when I was in that abusive relationship, and I'm just like, this guy ain't gonna let me go. He just, the evil, the wickedness and all that. But there's a God that I trusted who said that he, in his mighty right hand, will cause me and my children to be let go. And when we're let go, we won't go empty-handed. That was the word of the Lord. But anyway, so this is what happened. So I've been in relocation now for 3 years. So during that time, I transferred my car out here to the location. And so, needed some minor repairs and things like that done, but trying to rebuild my life, I wasn't financially stable. And so I was like, okay, God kept putting it off or whatever the case may be, because the fear was you have to take an emissions test to have your automobile, to have it run through a test to make sure that it's able to be driven on the highway. You have to take a test or allow your car to be tested to make sure that it's able to be driven on the highway. Now, mind you, it was minor things that I needed to be done on my automobile, but just the fact of knowing it had to go through a test set up this fear in me. So I had, my assignment was like not far from my place of living, so I could even, walk if I needed to or whatever, but it was so close. Like, I would have Destiny like drop me off, come pick me up, whatever the case may be. Sometimes it would feel so good. I'd be like, I'm gonna walk, I'll walk home, I'll walk there, whatever. So I was just in the garage. So long story short of all of this, 3 years went by that I didn't drive my vehicle. I may have cranked it up to make sure, that I could still, that it was functioning and all of that. But in my mind, I'm thinking, I got to take this test, or my car has to be tested. I don't want it to fail. I'm afraid that I'm going to be out of XYZ amount of money. I'm trying to build myself back up financially. Da 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 da. Guys, let me just tell you the whole truth of the thing. What happened was I parked my car on the street. And when I parked my car on the street, evidently the residential police or whoever realized that my car wasn't registered in this city that I'm in now. So they put a tag, a sticker, a ticket on my car. So I had to go to court. And I'm like, this is so dumb. Like, okay, whatever. So I show up in court and they was like, do you want an extension to give you time in order to, get what you need to get done so that your car can be registered? And I was like, yeah, or either you could pay a fine of X amount of dollars and you know what I'm saying? And it just kind of settled it out of court or whatever. But then, you just have to get your car fixed so it can't be found on the street again. So I was like, no, I'll just, bargain for a little bit more time, because I know that I'm getting my vehicle where it needs to be. So all because of fear, I let my vehicle sit up for 3 years. 3 years. I finally just went on ahead because I knew I was going to have to reappear in court, show them that my car was registered here in this state. So I went, got the test done. Y'all, it's so crazy. I got the test done. When I got the test done, when I say it was little to no money, passed the test. First of all, I was, they was doing the little whatever, hooked it up to the diagnostic, whatever. So then I was like, oh, so the man was like, okay, you can step back out. And then so I was like, did I pass? He was like, step back in the vehicle, and then I'll let you know whether you pass. I was like, that's for just in case, if some people ain't passed, they was going to go off on the people or whatever. But he's like, step back in the car, and then I'll let you know whether or not you pass. Pass, guys. The testing on my car came back with a passing status. Go right on over to the DMV. to get my car registered. The amount that they say to register my car. Guys, I thought this was going to be like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Y'all, it was pathetic. I'm going to say this. The torment that I put myself through just thinking, imagining out of fear of something that was not even there. It cost me little of nothing. But all because of fear, it caused me to be stagnant. All because of fear, it caused me to be stagnant, knowing that I wanted to continue to go through the process and get my automobile back to the place of where it needs to be. Guys, walk out the process. Walk out the process in faith that even regardless of what the outcome would be, there is still an expected end. You could still have a good end. There may be some things that will throw you off in the process, but go through it knowing that there is a good end. It's a good expected end. In this holiday season, don't be in fear that you won't be able to celebrate with your family. I wouldn't encourage you to go and get in a financial bind, only to be able to have to deal with that bind at the first of the year. You start your year off in a financial deficit, all because you wanted to do as we do in the world. Make it really good for you and your family to enjoy each other. Be able to still be set well with enjoyment, but not put you in a deficit so that when your year began, then you have to work twice, 3 times as hard in order to make up with what you spent, all because you just want to be a part of the crowd. I have people say all the time, oh, have you done your Christmas shopping? Oh, what are you getting for Christmas? Who do you have to get for Christmas? What do you have to get for Christmas? I'm not saying I don't like to do and give for Christmas. I do. I love to. But I also know the plan, the mission, the goal that I have in order that I may continue to allow my life to be in a place where others may not be. Sometimes we get on board of things that we really don't have to just to be a part. But we're set apart. I'm sanctified. I'm holy. I do things that are acceptable to the Lord. What that got to do with anything? I'm just set apart. I don't try to get all tied up in a bunch of things that get me off of the plan, the path, the mission, and the purpose that has been planned for my life. All right? I pray that you guys will have a fantastic day. I pray that your house is well. I pray that in this season that the favor of God rests upon you, that you will lack no good thing. Our Father says that He has given you everything pertaining to life and godliness. You will lack no good thing. Go be blessed. Enjoy this holiday season. I pray that you will be safeguarded by the hand and the angels of the Lord that will protect you from all hurt, harm, and danger. And until we meet again, may God bless you. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye.